Okay.
What's up? I don't know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen. We have to find the GCF and the LCM of both of these. Diego, turn around. There we go. Thank you, Diego. Okay. Now check this out. The thing we're going to be doing next, Luis, is, well, what's going to happen is you're going to have a problem that looks like this, and you're going to have to reduce it. And the reducing uses the greatest common factor. So you could actually write this, even though it was homework yesterday, we're going to learn some stuff about what's next by talking about our homework. So we use the greatest common factor to reduce. That's what you end up dividing out. Nick, come on, focus, take notes. There we go. Thank you, Nick. Marisol, you good with this? Yeah? So like, for example, do you know how if you had something like, I don't know, 16 over 24, and you were asked to reduce it? Like, you know what I'm talking about, Renee? You know, you have to find the biggest number that goes into both, right? That's 8. The GCF of 16 and 24 is 8. That's the biggest thing that goes into both numbers. And that's actually what you divide out. So what happens is you have 16 and you divide that by 8. You have 24, you divide that by 8, and you get 2 over 3. That's how it works. So when we're asked later to reduce this, that's what we have to do, is we have to find the greatest common factor of those two things. Do you see? So what's the biggest thing that goes into both? So when I look at a squared and I look at 4a, well, what makes a squared? What times what is a squared? Yes, ma'am. A times a. Do you guys agree with her? Okay, and 4 times a, well, that's just 4 times a. That doesn't change, right? So greatest common factor, Ozzy, is the biggest thing that goes into both. What is that? What's the biggest thing that goes into both of those numbers? A. That's the GCF is A. Yeah. So if you were reducing this, you would actually divide the top and the bottom by A, and you'd get 4 divided by A, because A squared divided by A is A. Yeah? Chris, you good with this? You like learning stuff and stuff today? That's crazy, huh? Wow, Mariana's so worried about doing her hair that she's not even... Oh. Uh-huh. Okay, Mariana. Now, lowest common multiple. Renee, do you think Ozzy's paying attention right now? No? Leonardo, he's paying attention. He's like on it today, right?
What?
I know. Okay, this is really funny because usually he's not paying attention, but it looks like he is. And like I ask him a question, and he's really good at faking it. But now he's actually paying attention, but it sounded like he wasn't. You were paying attention, right, to what we're doing in math? That's what I'm. Yeah, I know. Okay, Leo, look, buddy. If we use the greatest common factor to reduce, what do you think we'll use the lowest common multiple for? Oh, who do you trust? Who do you think would know if you don't know?
Here?
Yes, in here. Uh-huh. No, in Mr. Anderson's room. Who?
What? I couldn't hear because
I didn't say anything, Leo. I just asked you, who in here do you think would know what the lowest common multiple is used for?
I already said that.
Who? Oh, I didn't hear you. Yes, ma'am. Do you know? Yeah, what's it used for? If you don't know, it's okay. You don't know? Who do you think would know? Do you think Ruben would know? He's shaking his head no. I think that's a clue that he doesn't know. What about Francisco? Does Francisco know? No? I know who knows. I know who knows. Do you know? Hasn't it? No? Well, really? Hasn't it? You don't know? Oh, wow. I thought you knew. Do you know, Brianna? Yes, Belin knows? They both go into? Right, but what's that used for? I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. What do you need to have in order to put those together? Lowest common denominator. The lowest common multiple is also used for the lowest common denominator. It's used for other things too, but that's what we're going to use it for. Luis has a quiz tomorrow. He's not even taking notes. Do you think he's going to pass? Me either. Look how comfortable he looks back there. Who looks more comfortable, him or Ozzy? Because you know, the more comfortable you look, the less you're learning. It's a fact. I don't know why it is, but it is. So maybe we should like just do class where everybody's standing on like a block of ice and the ice is on some fire, and as soon as the ice melts, you burn your feet. You'd be very uncomfortable. You'd learn a lot. Daniel, the lowest common multiple, it's used for finding the lowest common denominator. So like these are the numbers we're using for number one, right? And so what that might look like is you might have something like 1 over a squared plus 1 over 4a. To add those, you have to have a common denominator. That's what the LCM is for. You could probably write that out in words. Jesus, I know that I'm asking you guys sometimes to do stuff you're not used to, like writing down things that I don't write down. But the thing is, I don't know what you really need to know. Like you might already have known that. And if you did, you didn't need to write it down. But if it's new, you might want to write it down. Right, Jose Felix? Yeah? Boy, he does that. Deanna's really good at that, but he's really good at it too, because he had no idea what I was saying, but he just knew he got called on, so he shook his head like he understood. He did. I saw that, Jose. He's still not even listening, look. But he's shaking his head, yes. Okay, Mariana, you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Check this out. Let's look at these two. We'll do steps in just a minute, but I think the easiest way, Belen, is to figure this out by just looking at it. The lowest common multiple, the lowest common denominator, we want the smallest thing that they both go into. So look, a goes into a squared. It does. In fact, what times a would give us a squared? Right, Chris? Yeah, a. So if I multiply this by a over a, then that would be like, we're getting there. Because this one now has an a squared. But this one is missing a 4. Ryan, do you see what I mean? There's no 4 on this one. It needs to be the same. So I would have to multiply by 4 over 4. Do you see? My common denominator would be 4a squared. And on the top, I would have 4 plus a. That, boys and girls, right there is your LCM. Vato. Hashtag math, hashtag, hashtag pimps. Pi, yeah, see? Yeah. See how I got that, Chris? That's pretty good right there. All right, Ozzy. You ready, Ozzy? Is Belen ready? Yeah? All right. George, you good? George, do you see how I got that? So if I asked you to do one like that, you think you could? Leonardo doesn't think he could because he was shaking his head no. All right. Okay, Daniel. The next one we had was 9b cubed and b squared. Is that right? Do you want to see? Watch, I got a magic trick for you. Do you like magic tricks? Yeah? Check this out. I'm going to turn that 9 into a b, and I'm going to turn that b into a 9. Are you ready? You thought it was really going to be a trick. She's giving me a dirty look. She's like, oh man, I'm sorry. Ballin'. Made it, you see?
It's like sun, put suns, put over suns.
True. Diego, what's that headband for?
Anything I'm hiding.
You got a bad haircut.
No.
A pimple? Is it big enough? Do you have to name it? Because if you get a really big pimple, you should name it. How big is it? Let's see. No? Maybe it makes you taller. Maybe you're learning so much math, there's no room in your head. It's starting to come out your forehead. Okay, that's cool. Sometimes guys get like really bad haircuts, like because they want to trim their hairline so it looks different than it is naturally, which is really funny because it always looks bad.
I don't have a hair.
No, I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying you, but sometimes that happens and it's funny because then they try to cover it up and it just makes it look worse. Yeah. Okay, Ryan. Ryan, when we're finding the greatest common factor, we're looking for what's the biggest thing that goes into both. And it's weird. Here's why you guys are I think this is why you guys are getting confused. Like, you know for sure, we'll come back to this in just a second, but you know that like this is true, right? 6 times 3 is the same as 3 times 6, like they both equal 18, right? And it doesn't matter which way you say it. 6 groups of 3 or 3 groups of 6 or 3 groups of 6 and 6 groups of 3, it's the same either way. Yeah? But this one isn't. That's why you're getting confused. You're mixing them up. You have to be really, really careful. When we're saying greatest common factor, we're saying what's the biggest number that goes into the other, not the other way around. Like, watch, RJ's giving me, he's like, what you talking about? Like, what you talking about, Willis? That's what he looked like he was saying to me. RJ, we're looking for the biggest number that goes into these, not the biggest thing these go into. Yeah. So what is it? Does 9 go into b squared? It might. I don't know what b is, but I don't know for sure, so I can't say it's 9. Yeah.
B squared?
He thinks it's b squared. Does b squared go into b squared?
No.
One time, right? Something divided by itself is 1. Does b squared go into b cubed? Watch. Is b cubed b times b times b? Does b squared fit in there?
No.
Yeah, it does. In fact, maybe you forgot how this works too. Like, this is asking a question. This is saying b squared times k equals b cubed. Like, you remember? We did it like this. Remember, we did like, this says 4 times what equals 8. That's why it's equal to 2. This goes into there. This one's bigger than b. So yeah, it does. So b squared, Chris is right, is the GCF. Dang, Chris, that's why you're my favorite student. You can ask everybody, when you weren't here that week because you thought you were in Miss Van Dyna's class, I was crying the whole time. What, Mariana?
You're lying.
I am sitting down. I am not lying. Wow. Somebody's confused on...
Is he your favorite student?
I'm sorry?
Is he your favorite student?
No, you are.
You got issues, mister?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I have some issues, but that's okay. All right. Ryan, you doing okay over there, Ryan? Ryan, are you learning stuff in math class? Yeah? Okay, good. Ryan, do you see why this is the biggest thing that goes into both? It can't be b cubed because b cubed is bigger than this one. B cubed is bigger than that because there's 3 and here there's only 2. And this doesn't have a 9, so yeah. LCM. Chris, who do you think got the LCM right? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good choice. See, that's why you're my favorite student. Right there, that's why. Leonardo's over there casting shade. He's all jelly now. Celoso. All right, Leo, check it out, buddy. Leo, let's talk about the LCM, because like, here's what's going to happen. And I want you guys to be ready. I mean, I really want you guys to do well. This is what we're going to be doing next. We have to add stuff like this, and to add fractions, you have to have a common denominator. The LCM is the common denominator. So we have to figure out what would make them the same. So do you see that there's a 9 here, right? And Ruben, there's no 9 here. You see what I mean? So this side over here, it needs 9. Juliana, you see what I'm doing? Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put 9 as my part of my denominator, okay? As an F, you see what, you good with this? Yeah? Okay. As an F, you see how there's a b squared and a b cubed? This one right here, this b cubed is actually 3 b's. And this one is just 2. Baylin, do you see what's going to happen? I need to make this one into 3. It's got 2 right now, so I need to put one more with multiplication. So I have to multiply by b. Do you see? And b squared times b, like you're multiplying those, right? That's, whoa. That was weird. You guys, nobody saw that, I don't think. I was going to put my marker in the cap, and I had it this close, and a fly flew out of the cap. It was weird. Whoa. Huh? No, because it was like right here, it was like in front of my face. Yeah. All right. So, yeah? Ms. Raina, are you good with this? Like, you sure? Do you think you could tell somebody how that worked if they were confused? No? How many of you guys think that you could get this answer right here on your own, like right now? Like you could find the LCM? Just a couple people. Okay. All right. That's okay. We're on the right track. Nick, you can't go to sleep, Nick. Come on, Nick. 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 Come on, Nick. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, get up, Nick. Hey, Baylin. Yeah. See, this one didn't change, right? This one gets that already, right? Like this one is already that. Yeah? So that means this one stays the same. But this one is going to be plus 9b. And I know this was not part of your homework. But that's what's going next. And that's why homework's so important. If you do a good job in homework, then you're ready for what's coming next. But if you do a bad job, you don't even know how we're getting that, much less the top. Yeah, Ozzy? Dang, Ozzy just did it too. He just did it. He had no idea what was going on, and he just shook his head yes. Ozzy, what did I ask you? You ever see Willy Wonka? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the one with Johnny Depp. You seen that one? Mariana, you've seen it? There's a favorite part of that movie of mine where the kid is speaking like perfectly clearly to Willy Wonka, but he doesn't want to listen to the kid, so he just goes, Mumbler! Do you remember that? Yeah, he like screams it. He just like points at the kid. He's like, Mumbler! The kid was talking. He just didn't want to answer. But Ozzy was really mumbling, wasn't he? Because this is how it went. Ozzy, what did I say? You Is that true, RJ? You were right behind. You're like a foot away. You couldn't hear him, could you? All right, Ozzy. Look alive, buddy. Ozzy, last one. How many of you guys think you got this one right? Yeah? Couple. How many of you guys think you could do it now? You couldn't do it yesterday, but now you think you can. Yeah? Try it. Everybody try it. Everybody try it. I'll give you 2 minutes. Find help if you need help. Baylin, you think you got it right? See if you got what Francisco's got. Hey, Zeus, you know, if Daniel's bothering you and distracting you when it's time to work, you could just tell him to leave you alone. Right? I was just saying hypothetically. I wasn't saying he was, but... Diego, what are you doing? Oh. That's true. I just was, yeah, I'm just curious. Yeah, you're a little hyper today. It's that pimple. It's bothering you? Well, that's probably because you have a headband like so tight it's like making your head look like a mushroom. Nick. We talked about this, Nick, yesterday. Come on, Nick. Nick, come on. No. We talked about this yesterday. You can't do that. Marisol, you doing good over there? No? Well, who are you going to ask Bailin? I know she can be like super nice sometimes. Ask Bailin. Get help. Ask for help. I believe you can do this. ¿Qué onda? What's the question? What?
I don't know how to do it. I have wrong.
Well, what's your question?
Like, I do like that. Put 1, then 1 over 3xy.
Right, but we're just finding the greatest common factor of 3xy and x squared. What's the biggest thing that goes into both? Find that first.
X.
Simon Limon.
Oh,
That's the greatest common factor. See, you're making it hard. It's not that hard. You got it. Then you figure out the other one's trickier, though. What's the smallest thing they both go into? So, like, you have to make them the same number. What's the smallest number you can make them the same as each other? Leo, what do you got? Leo, you can't just write it down and then wait. That's not going to work.
No,
But like what?
I don't know where to start. It's like this. I don't know what that.
Leo, so here's the problem. You're writing down steps, right? But you're not listening, and you're not writing down what the steps mean. You're writing down stuff you don't understand, and that really is a waste of your time. You have to understand what you're writing down. You got to ask questions as we go. You can't just like write them down. Like seriously. What's the smallest thing that goes into both? Is there a y with the x squared? Can't be that then, can it? Because y doesn't go into x squared. What about x? Does x go into 3xy? Y. What about does x go into x squared? What about the 3? Does the 3 cause problems? There's no 3 over here, right? So 3 doesn't go into that one. So x is the biggest thing that goes into both. That's the greatest common factor. Yeah? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. We'll see though. What's up, Francisco?
I don't know. Like this way.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you're saying like this one's missing a y, right? It's also missing a 3, right? So you can put 3 by the y. There's only erase. Yeah, there you go. And then a 3, and then do you see this one's so if this had y and 3, then they'd both have a y and a 3, right? But this one's only got 1x, that's got 2, so multiply this one by x over x.
So is it like that? Oh, for the LCM?
RJ, you doing good? Doing okay. Why are you messing with that number right there, Leo?
What number?
That one, why you keep doing that?
Number 12?
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know. I don't think he likes me.
How could somebody not like you?
I don't know.
Oh, because you'll see. You'll see.
Can I get your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
That's like skater diagram.
Huh?
What's her name?
Who? That girl? Jenny. Yeah. Do you know her? Yeah. Why? How? Huh? Oh yeah. What's that? To make little girls ask questions. Oh. Oh. You'll see. You'll see. Because I'm recording you, Bailin. All right, boys and girls, have a seat. Come on, Diego. Yeah. Yeah, I'm recording this class. Yes. All right, listen. Shh. Come on there, Kevin Durant. Jose Felix, listen. I am recording this class, and I will put it like so on that web page that I made for you guys, so you can have access to it. And then when you're studying, you can like try these problems again and see how they go. And you can also hear, I don't know. I think Brianna burped really loud earlier, and I think I caught that. I'm sorry, Brianna. I know. Yeah. So. Daniel said, now it was really interesting. Daniel was saying, like, he doesn't know what to do. And then I just asked him the question, like, what's the biggest thing that both of these have? And he's like, well, that's X. That's the greatest common factor. What's the biggest thing they both have? That's X. Done. Right? It's easy. You could, but we're not even worried about the steps. We're just like thinking about it. Yeah. Now, the other part's a little trickier. Francisco was working on the other part, right? And he's like, okay, well, look. He's like, when I find the lowest common multiple, what I'm really doing is I'm finding the smallest number I can make both of these things into. So he's like, this has a 3 and it has a y. This one doesn't. So I'd have to add, well, not add. I have to multiply by a 3 and a y to get them close. Do you see? And then this one's x squared. This one's only x. So, I'm going to write what people do all the time, and it's wrong. Okay? That's not right. You don't get to just put a 2 there. That 2 means something. That 2 means x times x, so you actually need to multiply by x. So you see what our lowest common multiple would be 3x squared y. And this one's the same thing. You can put it in order, 3x squared y. Chris, you good with that?
Yeah, I had that, but I erased it.
You got confused. Mariana, did you get it? Good. Bailyn, you helped her? No. Wow. Anir. Yeah. Marisol, did you get it? That's why you're my favorite student. Yeah. I saw your sister this morning, Marisol. She asked how you were doing. It's funny. Every day I see her is the day after you don't do all your homework. That's funny, right? What? She probably hasn't seen you yet. Oh, okay. Way over there, Nick. By the bookshelf. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Listen, I need to know from you guys. Listen. Should we try one of these that you guys can get, you think? Just to make sure we got it. Okay. You ready, Luis? Okay, Luis, here we go. Let's do 8. And then let's do m squared n. That's one number. And the other number, 12 m n, a square. Because, in Spanglish, I think that like people speaking like half Spanish and English, when they were reading math, they would say a square. Instead of cuadrado or whatever, it's a square. And a square. That's what I think people would say. Could you imagine that? Like they're just talking in Spanish, reading it, but they're like from here, not from like somewhere else, and they'd say a square. Yeah. You can't see that? Oh, but it's silly. You got it, Chris? What's that, buddy?
The m is squared, you have to multiply it times w, right?
W? Oh, that's an N. Oh, that's funny. You wrote your own, you misread your own handwriting. That's funny.
So I have to multiply it times n?
Yeah. Hi. Okay, so.
It has a square right here, so it's 2 8s and 2 m's.
No. Oh, that's a good question. So watch, I'll show you on the board. Hey, listen, there's some question about that 8m squared. Check this out. 8m squared. So 8m squared. This exponent of 2, it only goes with the m, not the 8. If it was this way instead, then the square would go with both. So it's 8 to the power of 1 and then m squared. Make sense? That's a good question. Yes? Oh, yeah, well, yeah, you can do both. I didn't say. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Do it. Try both. Try this GCF and the LCM. Juliana, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's your name? Your name's Juliana, right? Okay, because like Jose over here gets confused on what his name is too. We talked about that at lunch. Yeah, she thought it was pretty funny. Yeah. Did you get it, Brianna? Who are you going to check with? Hey, when you get an answer, check with somebody. And listen, if somebody tries distracting you, like I said yesterday, they're the man keeping you down. You tell them, that's right. That's right. You tell them, I'm here to learn. Don't be their plaything. Did you get it, Ozzy?
Can they help us? Like if we don't get it, can they show us how to do it?
Yeah, get help. If you need help, go ahead. You got like another minute.
Can you come like this so I can
Ay voy. What's going on, Nick? Are you and Felix having a competition to see who can do less work? No? That's what it seems like. Dang. Does the most. Man. Check this out, Nick. Can I see this? Hold on, let me find it. See that right there? In dark letters, it says contains phenylalanine. It's bad, bad, bad for you. You eat them all, and then I'll tell you what it does to you, and then you're going to want to throw them up.
What do you do to you? What do you do to you?
Alright, so since there's like
Actually, it kind of does.
it's like a pair of N
On accident.
and M and 2, which one is the GCF?
Oh, the greatest common factor. So what's the biggest thing? Let's look at the 8. What's the biggest thing that goes to 8 and 12? 4 goes in, right? Yeah, 4. So 4. So put a 4 there for GCF so far. And then M. They both have an M.
So there's no like just one?
Yeah, so it's going to be 4, M, and then also N.
Okay.
That's cool. Can I touch it? Whoa. If I had that on my phone, I'd just like do that all day. But you got to put your phone away. I can't have them on our desk in here. Oh, that's not your phone. It's your case. Okay, then never mind. Let's just play with it. Okay, 30 seconds left. Yes, ma'am. If it's remotely correct. 4MN for the GCF. So let's see if that's right. Look at the 12 and the 8. Nothing bigger than 4 goes in, so I think that's right. Okay. I got M squared and I got M. Nothing bigger than M goes in both. Same with the N, right? So I think 4MN is right for the GCF. What's the, oh wait, 8 and 12 go into 24. For the GCF, or the LCM? They both go into 24, right? Is that the smallest thing they both go into? 24 for, oh, 8 doesn't go into 2. Ah, you got mixed up again. 2 goes into 8, but 8 doesn't go into 2. 2 goes into 8. I know. 2 goes into 8, yes, but 8 doesn't go into 2. For lowest common multiple, we're looking for what these two go into, not what goes into them. Oh, well, you also have to include the 3 and the 2. You got 2 cubed. Oh, that's 8 times 3, 24. Oh, I see. Yes, ma'am. What's up, Juliana? Did you got it? Okay, that looks good. We're going to do it right now. All right, Leo. What's your question, buddy? We're going to go over it right now together, okay?
Can you see like if I have the right?
We're going to go over it right now, okay? We'll see. What? You got it? Oh, you think you got it? We're going to go over it together right now. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yep, that's true, Nick. Okay. Just a second. Diego. Ready? All right. All right. Luis, you ready? Okay. You guys ready? Okay. I know after lunch everybody gets all excited and hyper. That's good. And I like you guys I like that you're working together. So that's good. We just got to make sure that we like stay on task, right? No matter how big Diego's pimple gets, we can't let it distract us. Okay. That's right. Okay, he's going to poop out Skittles because that's what That's right. And be like, yeah, uh-huh. Okay, Ryan, when we're looking for the greatest common factor, we're looking for the biggest thing that goes into both. So 2 goes, and I guess this is the thing, like this is kind of the clue that makes it easier. There's 3 parts for each number. You see we have like counting numbers, like whole numbers, right? And then we also have like the variable m, and then we also have the variable n. So you kind of got to do it like it's 3 separate problems all at once. Does that make sense? So for greatest common factor, for GCF, we got to figure out what's the biggest that goes into 8 and 12. I think that's 4. 4. We're all good with 4? Okay, now the tricky part is I have an m and an m squared. The biggest that goes into both would be m. Because m squared is bigger, it doesn't go into m, right? It's too big. So then the same with the n. We good, Chris? Okay. So that's the greatest common factor, and that's what we would reduce with if these were in a fraction. Luis, are we good or bad? We're good. Okay. Miss, Juliana, check it out. For least common multiple, for lowest common multiple, that's really like these were fractions, do you see? And we want to find the lowest common denominator. So this is what you can you're more familiar with how this looks. That's what we're trying to get at, is making these the same. What's the smallest thing that we could make them both the same as each other? So this one, well, you see the numbers? What's the smallest 8 and 12 goes into? No, that's the smallest thing that goes into them. 24. They both go into 24. See, 8, well, 2 goes into 8, but 8 doesn't go into 2. You see what I mean? Yeah. So 24. So let's see here. They both go into 24. That's the smallest thing. I agree. What about m squared and m? I can't make m squared into m, but I can make this one into this by multiplying by m, right? So that would be m squared. And then the same way with the n squared. That's it. That's your LCM right there. Daniel, if I wanted to make 8 into 24, what would I have to multiply it by? 3, right? So I would actually have to multiply by 3. You guys probably should write this down because this is what we're getting to. This is what we're going to be getting to, right? Diego, you see how I got that 3? Daniel told me. Is he right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why? Man, That was a good guess. That was a good guess. You said it with a lot of confidence, too. You guys are learning from Deanna. She's good at that. You don't even know the question. I know, I can tell. That's why I called on you. Diego, the question was this. I need to turn this 8 into 24. So I have to multiply by 3, because 3 times 8 is 24, but you got to do it to the top as well, right? Now the m squared is already good, right? But the n isn't, so I also have to multiply by n. Do you see, Mariana? So this whole thing right here is going to be, yeah, because 3n times n. Juliana, are we good with that? Okay. George, is Ruben over there touching you? Well, why are his body parts not on his own desk? They should be, right? Because he's like not learning and he's distracting you, right? And you want to get a good education, right? Right. Yeah. Okay. George, what do I have to multiply this by to make it into 12m squared n squared? Or not 12, 24, sorry. What do I have to multiply this by? Does Jesus know? Ryan knows. What, Ryan? Ryan says 2. Ryan, were you bitten by a radioactive math spider? How did you know that? Because 2 times 12 is 24, right? Yeah. Jesus, do you see how he got 2? Yeah. So that would be 2. Okay, and then m. That's it. Miss Reyna, what's your question? You looked like a confused puppy there for a minute. Your head went all sideways. And
I got the 24 n squared and n squared, but do I have to get the 3 times n plus 2 times n another time?
for the top?
Yeah.
I didn't ask you to do that, no. But you will be when you have, you're going to have to add fractions like these soon, and then you will have to do that.
This is just like for the
Try to like get you used to what it looks like and all that. Dang, you think Luis is going to pass his quiz tomorrow, RJ? He seems confident. Huh. What about you, RJ? You think you're going to pass your quiz tomorrow? Should we practice? We got like 5 minutes of class. You do have homework today. Your homework is good practice too. But I think we should practice one more because first period was a little better at it so far. Like I gave them the same problem and they were pretty good. They got it a little better. So I think we should practice just one more. Look, Ruben, I know it's afternoon. It's kind of warm in here. It's after lunch. It's easy to get distracted. Focus. You do something that you will thank yourself for tomorrow. So focus. Don't do something that just makes today you happy. Do something that makes tomorrow you happy. Mariana, you know what I'm talking about? Do something that you will thank yourself for tomorrow. Like focus for the next 4 minutes. Okay, so help each other out. Oh, wait, what number, Jose? Jose Felix, what number do you want to use? 4? Okay, good choice, buddy. 4, a squared, b, and we're going to find GCF and LCM, okay? And let's do this one. Let's do 2ab. Oh, that's tricky. Dang. Chris is like, come on, mister, that ain't tricky. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's easy. That's child's play. Why don't you give me why are you throwing me softballs all day, Mr. Brown? Why don't you give me a hard problem? Come on, you can do this. You got this. You got it? Okay, just hold on. Who else got it already? Anybody else get it already? Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I think the girls in here are smarter than the boys. Oh, wow.
Question.
Oh, what's your question, Chris?
When you multiply cosine to a squared on cosine, and you multiply a on the other side, what are you going to multiply the other side? That's what I'm getting.
Well, it's already a squared, right? So you don't need to multiply it by anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Hey, Renee, watch this, Renee. You ready, Renee? RJ, you ready? You ready? Watch this. Luis, did you get an answer already? Huh?
Yes, I got it. Alright.
What, Luis? Really? You're doing it? Because I've been watching you for 90 seconds eat your pencil. See that, RJ? We're worried about that young man. He needs some direction. See, look how comfortable he looks. That kid ain't working. Oh, by the way, remember how I told you if you pause and say what when you hear them? Like if your parents ask you something, you heard them, they go, wait, you say what? You're going to lie, remember? When a kid points at his paper, he's not doing anything. It's true. And he just pointed at his paper. Okay, guys, that's what I got. Yeah? Okay, listen. The bell's about to ring, so I need you guys to listen. There is a worksheet right here. You need to get one. So you can get one now and then just have a seat in your chair till the bell rings and we're good to go.
Brianna, bring it, please.